Thank you, Gordon Zola and Eliza P. Fantastic. But well deserved round of applause. She does some fantastic work and very good with her butterflies. Right, we've got, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to roll up. We've got a treat for you next. Our next band is a delight to have them on here at the festival. They're known across the country and I've not seen them before, so I'm looking forward to it. So I want you to give a massive Diggers, Wigan welcome to the electro folk storytelling band Harp and the Monkey.
Hello, how you doing? We're going to start with a song about militant ramblers. It's about the people who took part in the right to roam. And what I didn't know till a few years ago was that the same people who took part in the right to roam, a lot of them, a few years later then walked over the Pyrenees into Spain to join the International Brigade and try and put an early stop to a new movement called fascism. So, this is our bit for all of those people who put on the walking boots with purpose. It's called Walking in the Footsteps of Giants. This is the story of a rambling man. Spends all his days working with his hands. Come the weekend he likes to roam over a kinder where the heather grows. Straight from the factory, best foot forward over the kinder screen. Straight from the factory, gone to fight the landlords armed with your self-belief. Walking in the footsteps of giants. Let's go walking in the footsteps of giants. Walking in the footsteps of giants. Let's go walking in the footsteps of giants. 4 years later and the foreman came, told them of a war being waged in Spain. Good folk are needed to make a stand, stop the spread of fascism across the land. Straight from the factory, best foot forward over the kinder screen. Straight from the factory, gone to fight Franco armed with your self-belief.
As the situation developed and I read more and more about it, and when eventually I saw an advert in the Manchester Evening News asking for volunteers for Spain, my mind was made up off I went to Manchester and volunteered.
We've got a debt to pay to all those who walk this way, to all those who dare to stray from the safe and the easy way.
Walking up the Pyrenees, walking up these mountains, from pitch darkness up steep mountains, it's really trying because you never thought you were going to get to the top.
Straight from the factories, straight from the factories. From Kinder to Cordova, Kinder to Cordova, this world over, this world over. Straight from the factories, straight from the factories. From Kinder to Cordova, Kinder to Cordova, this world over, this world over. Walking in the footsteps of giants. Okay. Ewan recorded in the 1960s, and his version of it was the template that we used for our version of it. And it's about a soldier who finds his true love at a pub in Manchester. And when I was growing up, I knew the pub as the Beer House, but it was called the Angel Inn at the time, and it's actually still there, and it's now reverted to its original name. So it's the Angel Inn Once Mill. So this is called the Manchester Angel. Been coming down to Manchester to gain my liberty. I swear I saw the finest girl me eyes had ever seen. I swear I saw the finest girl me eyes had ever seen. The Angel Inn in Manchester, there lives the girl for me. Early next morning, just at the break of day, I went to my love's bedside, my morning vows to pay. I hugged her and I kissed her, I begged her keep me warm. She said, me handsome soldier, do you mean me any harm? To mean you any harm, me love is a thing that I would scorn. If I stopped with you all night long, I'd marry you in the morn. Before me lawful officer, me vows I would fulfill. She said, me handsome soldier, you may lie as long as you will. The news came on the Thursday, on the Monday we march away. The drums and fifes and bugles all so sweetly they will play. Some hearts they will be merry, mine will be full of woe. She said, may I come with you? And I answered, love, oh no. I'll go down to your officer, I'll pay for your discharge. 10 guineas I'll surrender if they'll set you free at large. And if that will not do me, love, along with you I'll go. So will you take me with you now? Still I answered no. I'll go down to a nunnery, there I'll end my life. I'll never have a lover now, nor yet become a wife. But constant and true-hearted love forever I'll remain. I never will get married till my soldier comes again. Angel Inn in Manchester, the 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 Angel Inn in Manchester. You will find her, you will find her, she'll be there. Thank you. Cheers, thank you. You alright, mate? The puppet show over here. So, this next tune we're going to do for you is it's written by a guy who was going through a bit of an identity crisis, because it's It's a 19th century piece of dialect poetry, Lancashire dialect poetry, written by a Yorkshireman about a place that's now in Cheshire. So, as you can imagine, on the folk circuit, it's a bit of a winner for us. It ticks that many boxes that, you know, you can't go wrong, really. But this piece of dialect poetry by a guy called Samuel Laycock was about a real street in Staley Bridge, and it was called Bolton's Yard. And every verse of the poem was about a family who lived in one of the terraced houses on the street. It was a big street, so we've had to edit it, or else we'd still be here this time tomorrow, you know. We don't have time for the full version. So we've edited it down a bit, and we've added a chorus and stuff, and I know there's a lot of folk people who get a bit sniffy about people rewriting things. But Bolton's Yard is still there. It's now an Aldi. So if that don't give us the right to mess, I don't know what does. Apparently this poem was the inspiration behind Coronation Street. So there's a good reason to love it or hate it before you've even heard a note. This is our take on Bolton's Yard. Number one in Bolton's Yard, a woman runs a school. We know just what she's teaching there, men pay to play the fool. At number three, there's no one home, they moved out yesterday. The bailiff came and marked their things and took them all away. Life is here, all hopes and all fears, through the veil of tears. Number 10, they're migrant folk. There's only a man and wife. I have to say, I've never met a finer couple in all my life. So now I've done, I'll say farewell and ask for no reward for telling who my neighbours are who live in Bolton's Yard. Alright, all life is here. All life is here. All hopes and all fears, through the veil of tears. All life is here. All life is here, all hopes and all fears, through the veil of tears. Thank you very much. We've been doing a project for the past 12, 18 months with the Arts Council and the Western Front Association to mark the centenary of the First World War. But coming at it from some different angles, and we've been playing shows in unusual venues related to the First World War on home shores. So last week we were down in Sussex playing in front of a thing called the Cavell Van, which was a railway wagon that brought home the bodies of the 3 people who were repatriated. Only 3 people were repatriated from the Western Front or from foreign shores. The nurse Edith Cavell, who'd been shot as a traitor by the Germans. Why a traitor, I don't know, because she wasn't German. But basically for helping Allied servicemen escape into Holland. The other one, the body of the unknown warrior who's in Westminster Abbey. And the third one, a guy called Captain Fryer, who was a cross-channel ferry skipper who during the First World War decided to ram U-boats for some reason. And the Germans took great exception to this and tricked him and caught him and shot him. So this wagon brought back the three of them. Now tomorrow we're carrying on this series. If anyone is from the northeast, we're playing inside the winding room of a pit, a former colliery, a place called Washington in Tyne and Wear. And we're going to play inside the winding room to remember the efforts of the people in industry on the home front and the sacrifices of the miners themselves as well. Now this is a song, we're going to do you one song from this performance that we've been doing. It's a Lancashire song. Some of you might have grown up with it as a skipping song. Everyone talks about the First World War and the rush to volunteer. By, in fact, less than a year into the war, everyone had got wise to the carnage that was involved, and no one was in a rush to volunteer. This culminated in 1916 in conscription for the first time in this country, people forced to fight. But prior to that, the fine chap, Lord Northcliffe, owner of that wholly reliable rag, the Daily Mail. I know, exactly. He was getting it wrong even then, 100 years ago, because he decided to run this campaign against shirkers. And for some bizarre reason known only to himself, he chose Charlie Chaplin as the pin-up for this campaign, because Chaplin had gone to Hollywood and was like having big success in America, and Northcliffe and the Daily Mail was saying, look at this shirker, this is what's wrong with this country, get him back. Of course, the rest of the country were all thinking, knob, we all love Charlie Chaplin. So it was yet another example of how the great tradition of the Daily Mail today, the foundations that it was built on even 100 years ago. So, the song doesn't last anywhere near as long as the preamble, believe you me. It's probably not worth the wait either, but that's by the by now. Anyway, in Lancashire, in 1915, everyone from East Lancashire who was in the part-time army, the territorials, was sent to Gallipoli. So the people of Lancashire, in response to the Daily Mail, took a hit song of the day called Red Wing and wrote the following chorus to it. We've written some verses to go with it as well. It was a two fingers up to Lord Northcliffe and the Daily Mail. Shines bright on Charlie Chaplin. His boots are cracking for the want of blacking, and his old grey coat's in need of mending until they send him to the Dardanelles. And the moon shines bright on a peaceful night, way behind the lines where we ease our minds on a quiet night when the world seems alright, and we laugh and we cry for home. Quiet night alright. Well, it's good to forget the fight. Oh, the moon shines bright on Charlie Chaplin. His boots are cracking for the want of blacking, and his old grey coat's in need of mending until they send him to the Dardanelles.
Tommy himself has no real hatred of the men in his life, and this German prisoner and of Tommy's last flag. That was Tommy's way.
Oh, the moon shines bright on Charlie Chaplin. His boots are cracking for the want of blacking, and his old grey coat's in need of mending until they send him to the Dardanelles. Oh, the moon shines bright on Charlie Chaplin. His boots are cracking for the want of blacking, and his old grey coat's in need of mending until they send him to the Dardanelles. Thank you. Well, we're called Harp and a Monkey, and under like the Trade Descriptions Act, we have to produce a harp. We would bring the monkey as well, but we were playing in Hartlepool the other night, and you know, it turns out that they still don't get the funny side of it. You know? We'd even got really into the spirit of it. We dressed the monkey up as a little Napoleonic sailor and everything. They weren't happy with it. So, Simon's going to play the harp. And this is an old northern agricultural song about a cuckolded mole catcher. In Manchester City by a pub called The Plough, there lives a mole catcher, I shan't tell you how. Woe to the day, woe to the wedding vows, woe to the day. He goes a mole catching from morning till night, and along comes a neighbour to mess with his wife, singing woe to the day, woe to the wedding vows, woe to the day. Well, the mole catcher's wise to the threat of the thing, so he sets up a trap, sees the neighbour going. Woe to the day, woe to the wedding vows, woe to the day. Tell me, where do you go, my lovely? Tell me, where do you go, my wife? Well, where is your husband, good woman? He said. Well, he's gone out mole catching, he's out of his bed, singing woe to the day, woe to the wedding vows, woe to the day. And just when that neighbour's in the midst of his fun, well, the mole catcher gets him by the tip of the gun, singing woe to the day, woe to the wedding vows, woe to the day. Tell me, where do you go, my lovely? Tell me, where do you go, my wife? Tell me, where do you go, my lovely? Tell me, where do you go, my wife? Tell me, where do you go, my lovely? Well, he'll make you pay well for ploughing his ground, and the fine it will be nothing less than £10. Woe to the day, woe to the wedding vows, woe to the day. So listen all you neighbours, take care where you're at, or you might just get caught up in a mole catcher's trap, singing woe to the day, woe to the wedding vows, woe to the day. Singing woe to the day, woe to the wedding vows, woe to the day. Woe to the day, woe to the wedding vows, woe to the day. Thank you. This next song we're going to do for you is it's a song about, it was inspired by a programme that was on the BBC a few years ago. And you had to vote for who you thought was the greatest Briton. And it was all the people you'd expect to be there, you know, Isambard, Kingdom Brunel, Nelson, Florence Nightingale. And it went to the public vote and you know, the death of imagination, Winston Churchill won. But it made us think about who should really have won, the people who've really made Britain great. So this is called Digging Holes. What we've got we plan to hold. It took 10 men to dig this hole, digging through the dead of night. Men gave their lives. What we've done you will forget. We dug this hole with blood and sweat, digging through the dead of night. Men gave their lives. So don't forget the future is built upon the past, and all the things they built, well, they built them to last. Trains run over bridges, cars run down straight roads. All these things were started by men digging holes. We've got we plan to keep. We dug this hole on bended knee, digging through the dead of night. Men gave their lives. What we've done you will forget. We dug this hole on blood and sweat, digging through the dead of night. Men gave their lives. So don't forget the future is built upon the past, and all the things they built, well, they built them to last. Trains run over bridges, cars run down straight roads. All these things were started by men digging holes. Future's built on memories by bigger men than you and me, digging through the dead of night. men gave their lives. Thank you. So, this is like, we're going to finish off with our two greatest non-hits off our first two albums. So this was our greatest non-hit off our second album, and it's an old Northern mill song that we've kind of tweaked a bit for the sake of the 21st century. It's called Payday. When I were at school, me Tandle Hill, me family all worked in the mill. Cotton folks in cotton towns, waiting for a payday. The work has gone, the mill's shut down, there's nothing much to keep you round. Really starts to get you down, no chance of a payday. Times are hard and times are poor, there must be loads of life, I'm sure. Fighting wolves off from the door, no chance of a payday. Oh no, you never know how far you'll fall, 'cause oh no, you never know how deep's the hole. Oh no, you never know how far you'll fall, 'cause oh no, you never know how deep's the hole. I smoke too much, I drink too much, I do too much of everything, got hairy black tongue. How are you supposed to stay afloat, stacking shelves or selling dope? Really think I'll give up hope, there's no chance of a payday. Oh no, you never know how far you'll fall, 'cause oh no, you never know how deep's the hole. Oh no, you never know how far you'll fall, 'cause oh no, you never know how deep's the hole. Thank you ever so much. It's our last song, and it was inspired actually by a place that Joe Solo was talking about before. Because when we first started, we had a residency at a place in Tameside called the Station Hotel, which is where Pauline, who's a sort of leading figure in the We Shall Overcome movement, is based out of that pub. So many a year ago, we were playing in there every week, and amongst the people there, amongst the bar staff, and it was usually the bar staff we were playing to, was a woman who said she had a demo of ours, and she said, whenever I put your demo on in the car, I've got a 5-year-old daughter called Katie, and she says, yeah, it's the Twinkly Band. Now, apart from the fact that a 5-year-old had come up with a better name for the band than we had, we did think if we were Katie's Twinkly Band, what sort of music would we make? And this is what we came up with, and this was the greatest non-hit of our first album. So thank you for putting up with us. Big round of applause, please, for the sound guys and everyone else who's doing all this on a voluntary basis. And we're going to finish off with a song called Katie's Twinkly Band. We're Harp and a Monkey. We're playing at the old courthouse in December. If any of you are from Wigan and want to see us, go on the website and check out where we're playing. We'd love to say hello to some of you properly when time allows. Come gather round, won't you listen please? This is the sound of a storm at sea. This is the sound of the wind through trees. This is the sound of the falling leaves. Alright! Katie and a twinkly band, we sing songs from a far off land. We sing songs from around the world. We bring joy to the boys and girls. Come gather round, won't you listen please? This is the sound of the birds and bees. This is the sound of a desert storm. These are the cries of a child just born. Katie and a twinkling band, we sing songs from a far off land. We sing songs from around the world. We bring joy to the boys and girls. Roll up to the rotten stall fair. We've got some stories to tell you from there. Roll up to the rotten stall fair. We've got some stories to tell you from there. Tattooed ladies, bearded babies, mermaids in cages. Of tattooed ladies, bearded babies, mermaids in cages.
Katie and a twinkly band, we sing songs from around the land. We sing songs from around the world. We bring joy to the boys and girls.
Katie and a twinkling band, we sing songs from a far off land. We sing songs from around the world. We bring joy to the boys and girls. Thank you ever so much. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Thank you.
Absolutely fantastic. Give it up, please, Wigan, for Harp and a monkey. Superb. Thank you, sir. Brilliant. Fantastic. Absolutely marvellous stuff. I've never seen them before, and we knew you'd like them. That's why we voted them on today's festival. We hope you're having a fantastic time. Don't forget, there's stalls, there's t-shirt stalls, there's the bar, there's things going on all around the green and along the sides here, so have a good look round at what's happening. All right, yes. And if you would like a Harp and a Monkey CD, the guys will be down at the side here selling them any time now when we've cleared the stage. We're going to need a bit of space to get our next guests sorted, because some of them have got disabilities and they're going to be in front of the stage. So if you keep that little space there, that's fantastic. In the meantime, I'm going to hand over back to the Song and Story stage for Laura Taylor to announce our next guest. Laura!